She is young Sue, and the amount of pressure that is on this young lady, and she's coming back, from her injuries and living up to what everybody expects her to be and do and whatnot can be a little bit overwhelming. So I'm gonna give her some grace, and she's right.
Watch that hesitation. This is no longer just a hot take. It is a public figure recognizing that the momentum of public opinion has shifted and quietly adjusting course. Cheryl Miller appears to have walked back her comments on Caitlin Clark, and the timing reveals a great deal about why. As support for Clark continues to grow and the conversation around her changes, Miller's sudden change in tone has sparked questions about whether she is responding to the changing landscape rather than standing by her original position.
It's crazy because we was all in on Cheryl Miller. I'm not gonna lie, man. Once you show me oppy tendencies, once you start acting like a little bit of an op, I kind of leave you where you at. I definitely feel like all the noise and the talks got to you, and you said, you know what? I need to take some of this back because I'm under a lot of heat right now. I feel that.
So here's the situation. Cheryl Miller had previously taken a critical stance toward Caitlin Clark, portray her on-court frustration as a sign of an area where she still needed to mature and develop. That assessment was met with significant backlash from fans across social media, many of whom felt the criticism was unfair. Now, however, Miller's tone appears noticeably softer, emphasizing that Clark is still young and deserves patience and understanding. While the core topic remains the same, what seems to have changed is not the substance of the discussion, but the level of public pressure surrounding it.
I agree with Caitlin, what she said, this happens more often than not. I agree with her on that.
Oh yeah, she definitely has a microscope on her. Honestly, I think it's just more of the same of what we talked about yesterday. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which was, for me, coach-player relationship matters. What is allowed, I guess, between that relationship. But it comes to a point where I think an area of growth for Caitlin is these moments.
Now compare that to how the discussion was framed just moments earlier. The panel argued that championship-level players find ways to overcome adversity, even when calls do not go their way and frustration begins to build. On its own, that is a fair basketball point. However, when applied to Caitlin Clark, it once again became part of the familiar narrative that she still needs to grow and mature, a narrative many fans had already rejected. While the framing may have sounded different, the underlying message remained largely the same, which is why it continued to spark criticism.
You know what? I've got to say one thing about Caitlin, and I sometimes have to remember.
We all know, wait a second, we all know Sue Bird has been a secret hater of Caitlin Clark. For whatever reason, Caitlin Clark has been unable to see it. Sue Bird has allowed people to come on and just flat out disrespect and take shots at Caitlin Clark at every turn, and she'll sit there and ha 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 and laugh.
This is the part that makes the entire situation more complicated. There's a genuine tension between the realities of a coach-player relationship and how those interactions appear when captured on camera. The truth is that every athlete experiences moments of frustration, disagreement, or emotional intensity during competition. The real question is not whether those moments happen, but how a player responds to them the next time they arise. That falls within the realm of coaching and development. The issue emerges when criticism of a player's actions begins to be perceived as a judgment of their character. At that point, the conversation shifts, and the recent effort to soften earlier remarks appears aimed at redrawing that distinction between constructive coaching and personal criticism.
The Indiana Fever took to their social media X handle to promote their Thursday night Pride Night, okay? And here it says, a quote, love is love, all in any type is just amazing. Join us at Gamebridge Fieldhouse on Thursday to celebrate Pride Night, presented by Salesforce. Okay. Here, let's take a listen.
Love is love. It's all.
But the Cheryl Miller story is arguably the smaller development tonight. While that debate continues to unfold, the Indiana Fever made a business decision that offers its own insight into the current direction of the franchise. The organization took to social media to promote Thursday's Pride Night at Gamebridge Fieldhouse, presented by Salesforce, with messaging centered on inclusion, authenticity, and creating a welcoming environment for all fans. The campaign emphasized values such as acceptance and safe spaces, signaling the image and priorities of franchise wants to project both on and off the court.
Love is love. It's all any type is just amazing.
Pride to me just means, number one, honoring and authentically who you are.
Being your true self, just showing up how you see yourself and how you want others to see you too.
It showcases, just people's values, what they value. And being able to showcase that to the world is really important to define who they are as a person.
Creating an inclusive environment is important. to me. It's important to our organization. Being respectful to others who have equally that pride in themselves, and embracing and elevating those who.
To be precise, the criticism being raised is not about anyone's personal relationship or the values being promoted. Instead, it centers on what some fans view as a question of priorities. During Caitlin Clark's rookie season, the Indiana Fever did not need additional promotional angles to attract attention. Clark's presence alone generated record-breaking attendance figures and massive television audiences, making the basketball product itself the primary attraction. From this perspective, the debate is less about the message being promoted and more about whether the organization is focusing on the factors that originally drove its unprecedented growth and visibility.
Wish we could just play basketball. Listen, I don't care who y'all want to date, men, women, whatever. I really don't care. I don't care about your preference. All that is cool. That's all good. We 4-4. Can y'all be focused on the hoops? That's the problem that's going on right now, man.
And whatever we're doing, just come as you are.
All right, you see it, man. Indiana Fever going all out Pride Night. Listen, man, I'm not one of those people who get into the, look, I don't care what you're into. I care about the hoops. This team stinks right now. Y'all worried about Pride Nights. Y'all worried about bringing puppies to basketball practice. Y'all worried about hula hoop contests. Y'all worried about who can juggle 9 tennis balls at one time. Can we get the damn
The frustration being expressed here is directed at the basketball side of the organization rather than the promotional efforts themselves. The argument is that when a team is successful and the on-court product is exciting, additional giveaways and special promotions are not the primary reason fans show up. In that situation, the basketball speaks for itself. Concerns begin to emerge when promotions start attracting more attention than the team's performance. Underlying this criticism is a broader anxiety that a franchise with one of the most marketable players in the sport, Caitlin Clark, may be relying too heavily on theme nights and giveaways instead of addressing the issues affecting its success on the court. The question many are asking is whether the organization is fixing the root problems or simply adding distractions around them.